These people lived a time of history. People no different than us, just a different time. And they lived it. Rosa Parks bus. You starting the presentation soon?
Yes, right now.
Oh, cool. Where did she sit, Rosa?
Well, you can take a seat and I'll tell the whole story.
Oh, okay, yeah. Of course. Okay. I'll go over here.
All right, guys, welcome to the bus. How many of you have been here before? Nobody? All right, no pressure on me then. So I always like to start off by saying this is the actual bus that Rosa Parks sat on from 1955.
Wow.
Okay? Not a replica. Okay, I won't say that. A lot of stuff has been restored on the bus, but the bus itself is the actual one. Okay? And the seat she sat in was right here.
Christian seat. Wow.
Now, of course, I can tell you the story of Rosa Parks. Back in 1955, of course, things were very different down in Alabama. They had the segregation laws, basically saying that black and white people had to be separate in society. So we had different drinking fountains, different places to sit on the bus, different restaurants, all because people just looked different back then. And on buses in particular, the first 10 seats up here were for the white passengers. The last 10 seats in the back, behind the emergency door, were for the black passengers. The middle was what they called open seating, so these 3 rows right here. Blacks and whites could sit in the middle of the bus, but black people were not allowed to sit next to, in front of, or across from white passengers. And blacks still had to give up their seat if asked to do so by a driver under the law.
Wow.
So that's what Rosa Parks and everyone in her community had to deal with when they got on a bus to take them wherever they needed to go. In Rosa Parks' case, she worked as a seamstress. She would often take the bus home after work every day. Just a minute. You guys want to come on the bus? So on December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks gets on this bus like every other day. She pays her fare, which is about $10 cents. It would probably be $10 right today. But it was 10 cents back then. She would then get off the bus and come in through the back door to take her seat.
Oh, wow.
Because as a black woman, or really any black passenger, was not allowed to walk through the front white section to take their seat.
Wow.
So she sat there with another black gentleman next to her, and then 2 other black women sat across from them. As the bus continues on its route, it gets pretty full. The white section actually fills up completely, and the rest of the bus is also getting pretty full. And then 2 more white passengers come on the bus, and now I've set the stage. I'm going to let Rosa Parks take over. We have a recording that she made before she passed away, where she talks about what happened on this bus, specifically from her perspective. It's very, very short. I can press the button and let you guys hear it, and then I will come back on and finish the rest of the story.
Sounds great.
Sound good?
Yeah. Let's hear the story.
Way home December 1st, 1955, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I boarded the bus downtown Montgomery on Coke Square. On the 3rd stop, the white passengers had filled the front of the bus. The seat I occupied was the face of the seats where the Negro passengers take as they on this route. The driver noticed that the front of the bus was filled with white passengers and there would be 2 or 3 men standing. He looked back and asked that the seat where I had taken, along with 3 other persons, one in the seat with me and 2 across the aisle, was seated. He demanded the seat that we were occupying. The other passengers very reluctantly gave up their seats, but I refused to do so. The driver said that if I refused to leave the seat, he would have to call the police, and I told him just call the police, which he did, and when they came, they placed me under arrest. The time had just come when I'd been pushed as far as I could stand to be pushed, I suppose. I had decided that I would have to know once and for all what rights I had as a human being and a citizen, even in Montgomery, Alabama.
Alright folks, so that was indeed Rosa Parks talking about her experience on this bus. And I don't know how much you guys all heard, but she was sitting in this seat right here. Two other white passengers came on board. When the bus driver asked her to move, she refused to do so, and for that she was arrested.